Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Elon Musk is cleaning house at Twitter, but you know, it's not just reinstating banned accounts and firing politically biased, despicable woke employees, it's also the unintended results as well that are taking this whole fiasco to the next level. Some of you guys might be unaware of this, but following Elon Musk's Twitter takeover, CBS reported that they would be pausing all company activities on the social media platform due to the uncertainty under this new ownership change.
And Musk has called for an emergency meeting for all remaining engineers. In light of the uncertainty around Twitter and out of an abundance of caution, CBS News is pausing its activity on the social media site as it continues to monitor the platform, Major.
Jonathan Vigliotti, thank you.
And so the leftoids have been complaining, but what about the misinformation? You can't not moderate speech on your social media platform. You have to moderate misinformation. Well, it seems as though misinformation is moderating itself as fake news CBS decided to stop posting on the platform.
Wow.
Well, kind of, because less than 24 hours later, CBS was back. After pausing for much of the weekend to assess the security concerns, CBS News and Stations is resuming its activity on Twitter as we continue to monitor the situation. Pretty soon we're going to hear that CBS is moving to Canada, but of course, jokes aside and playing around with this funny situation, what I really want to talk about is CBS and misinformation. Supposedly, the real threat of misinformation is us, people like me, because of course we know, according to the official narrative, misinformation only comes from right-wing sources. But of course, as we know, the left-wing media, the corporate media, are the biggest spreaders of misinformation. And here we go again with another example, proving that exact point. 2 years later, more than 2 years later actually, if you think about it, 2 years and several months later, CBS News, finally, after all of this time, CBS News, a supposed trusted source, admits that the Hunter Biden laptop story was real.
And as Republicans take control of the House, Hunter Biden, the president's son, will be a target for investigations. And that means data from a laptop reported to belong to Biden could be crucial to the investigatory process. CBS News has obtained its data not through a third party or political operative, but directly from the source who told us they provided it to the FBI under subpoena. And we commissioned an independent forensic review to determine its authenticity. Senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge joins us now with what we found. Catherine, I'm very interested. Good morning.
Good morning, Tony. These House Republican investigations are coming, and that could be a challenge for the White House as we head into 2023 and 2024. The laptop data we had analyzed showed no evidence it was faked or tampered with.
Well, it's a little late, don't you think? CBS News was being really careful on this one. They didn't want to report on the facts or verify the information, which they could have easily done ahead of the 2020 election. Of course not. And they certainly didn't want to do it ahead of the 2022 midterms, so they conveniently waited a little bit more than 2 years after to finally verify the information. What an absolute clown show. And you know that they could have done it because other networks verified the information. It's been common knowledge that multiple forensic audits have already been done on the laptop. The validity of the laptop has already been confirmed. In fact, even the Bidens aren't denying it. It's been pretty obvious basically since day one that the laptop was legitimate. I mean, it was connected to Hunter Biden's iCloud. It was filled with selfies and emails and home videos of Hunter Biden. The computer repair shop was located in an area where Hunter Biden was known to frequent and live. We've all known this based on forensic investigations and analysis of the laptop, plus just the obvious common sense elements, yet it took CBS this long. You expect me to take that seriously or to believe that really they were just doing their due diligence for 2.5 years. They didn't want to report or make any statements on this story unless they knew unequivocally, except that doesn't exactly hold up because CBS, as we know, was very willing to make statements about the authenticity of the Hunter Biden laptop 2 years ago, a little bit over 2 years ago. CBS's Leslie Stahl on 60 Minutes said this.
I think it's one of the biggest scandals I've ever seen, and you don't cover it. You want to talk about...
Well, because it can't be verified.
You want to talk about insignificant things.
I'm telling you.
Of course it can be verified. Excuse me, they found the laptop. Leslie.
Can't be verified.
What can't be verified?
The laptop.
Why do you say that?
Because
Even the family hasn't the family on the laptop, he's gone into hiding. For 5 days, he's gone into hiding.
He's preparing for your debate.
Oh, it's taken him 5 days to prepare? I doubt it. Okay,
All
go
right,
ahead.
all right. So let's get back to the name calling.
The laptop could not be verified, quote. Well, the reality is, CBS News never tried to verify the laptop. They could have very easily done what they did this week over 2 years ago. In fact, let's just analyze the timeline. It was only a couple days ago that the House GOP announced their investigation into Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, the Biden crime family as we know it. And what is it, maybe 3 or 4 days later, they've already verified the laptop. All they had to do was reach out to the individual, the initial source, the computer repair shop owner, get a copy of the hard drive, and verify the authenticity. It took them a couple days. You're telling me that months ahead of the 2020 election, back when they were reporting that the laptop could not be verified, and that intelligence experts were claiming that it was Russian disinformation, you're telling me that they couldn't do the same thing in a couple days. Give me a break. Clearly, they were in on the propaganda scheme. That is obviously what happened. They were in on the cover-up, working for the deep state to ensure that this Biden scandal was hidden and discredited ahead of the election cycle. And you expect me to shed a tear when CBS News announces that they're pausing their activity on Twitter? No, that's a good thing. That's another purveyor of misinformation no longer in the picture. And look, I think people underestimate the severity of this type of thing. We're talking about a massive cover-up of crucial information, not only from one news outlet, but a connection between government officials, intelligence experts, the FBI, the CIA, the corporate media, and social media all working together. And that's why I'm glad that this new House investigation isn't just targeting the Bidens. It needs to go deeper than that. We now have Representative James Comer claiming that Jim Jordan wants to interview all 51 intel officials who signed bogus Hunter Biden laptop letter. You know, those 51 former intelligence officials who published a totally bogus letter claiming that the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop had all the classic earmarks of Russian disinformation or a Russian information operation, which then of course we know the media ran with.
It's a story that many intelligence experts say has all the hallmarks of a foreign interference campaign.
It looks like it's tied to Vladimir Putin in Moscow.
This is a Russian intelligence disinformation campaign.
Foreign intelligence operation.
Foreign intelligence operation.
Russian intelligence.
You know, I share something in common with these leftoids. I think misinformation is a threat to American democracy. I just disagree with the source. I don't think dangerous misinformation is coming from independent sources. In some cases it does, of course, but the bulk of it and the most dangerous stuff that makes it into millions upon millions of people's living rooms and on their phones and on their computers, well, it's coming from the corporate media. Maybe if anyone deserves to be deplatformed, it's these corrupt outlets spreading propaganda, spreading actual dangerous misinformation for the globalist cabal. That's what I got for you guys though. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel if you guys are up for it. I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.